Buenas.
Good evening, and thanks for being with us today, especially those who, due to the circumstances, are just watching us from their homes. I apologize for the delay. This ceremony is presided by the Director General of Cultural Heritage of the City Council of Madrid, Mr. Luis Lafuente Batanero. Next to him are Marta Callejon, Assistant Manager of Architecture and Construction of the Ministry of Transport, Mobility and Urban Agenda, Ana Cabrera, Assistant Manager of the Institute of Cultural Heritage of Spain of the Ministry of Culture and Sport, Laureano Mata, Secretary General of the Consejo Superior de Colegios de Arquitectos de España, and Harriet Wember, Executive Manager of INTBAU. Thank you. Luis Lafuente has the floor. Good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the City Hall of Madrid, the Palacio de Cibeles, and welcome to this venue, CentroCentro, whom I would like to thank for hosting this meeting. I would like to thank also the Driehaus Charitable Lead Trust, the Ministry of Culture, for continuing this very healthy tradition of recognition of the great construction masters. I would like just to take a few minutes of your time in remembrance and acknowledgement, appreciation of Mr. Richard Driehaus, the U.S. philanthropist who recently passed away, has always supported the building arts. I have held other positions of responsibility at the regional government of Madrid and the Ministry of Culture. Now I hold an office at the City Council of Madrid, and we're always been very keen on supporting these initiatives which represent such a great boost to the world of arts. And I would like to thank the organizers for having invited us here today. I would like to hand it over now to Alejandro García Hermida. Thank you. Thank you. I would like to thank the City Council of Madrid for hosting this event today, the Ministry of Transport, Mobility and Urban Agenda, the Ministry of Culture and Sport, the Colegio Superior de Arquitectos de España, the CABA Foundation and INTBAU for their collaboration in these awards. I would like to thank all of the laureates for giving beauty to the world we live in with their work. And I would like to thank the team who has worked for a long year in this initiative, which culminates today with this event and with the opening of the exhibition that we will see after this event, especially Natalia Escalada and Julieta Sammati Esperanza, without whom this exhibition would not have been possible. I would like to thank the members of the jury, whose meetings have been held one more year virtually, and with whom we hope we can meet again personally. And of course, I would like to thank Richard Driehaus, who for the first time is not here with us today to present these awards, who were his passion and who, in a final show of generosity and love for our architectural traditions, wanted this initiative to continue beyond his death so that we can continue to honor the building masters. We hope that this event and the exhibition are worthy homage of his memory. in 2021, we're holding the 5th edition of the Richard Driehaus Building Arts Awards. In this year, we are not presenting the prizes for the architecture competition because this is now a biannual event. All of the works that have received the award shared the same time of beauty that led this patron of arts to create these awards. A timeless beauty connected to the care for the work well done, of quality, which updates and keeps the know-how of tradition of every building trade alive, which seeks to transcend mere use and waste, but seeks to remain and offer the community something that lifts our spirit every day. The work exhibited are a show of durability and sustainability. These were designed and built to last far beyond their material quality so that they can be admired, and we want to care and preserve them forever. Ana Cabrera Lafuente has the floor now. Good evening, Alejandro, members of the panel. It is a great pleasure for me to attend this event because we at the Ministry of Culture are very keen on the preservation and protection of the goods, both fixed assets and non-fixed assets that make up our cultural heritage. We work in the documentation, research, dissemination, and restoration of these buildings. And as part of that work, I would like to emphasize our interest on traditional trades and architecture. As you can see, we are really happy to collaborate with the foundation. Thanks to these awards, the traditional architecture has gained a new value as well as the building arts at a time when the sustainability of buildings and materials and the need to contribute to social cohesion in areas of low population are a priority for the government. As this is reflected in these awards, and I have to say that we will all miss their founder, Mr. Driehaus, especially in a day like today. I think his lead trust really took one step further beyond traditional architecture and traditional building arts. I just hope that these awards are the best tribute we can pay to Richard Driehaus. Thank you. Thank you. Now, Harriet Wemberg will take the floor. Thank you, Alejandro, and good evening, everyone.
In English, normally I would want to be speaking in Spanish, but it is always a cheat when I do. Someone else has translated it for me and I'm reading. So in English, it's wonderful to be here actually in person. I think this last year has shown all of us just how much we must value the tangible, both being with other people and with being with the objects and making and sort of seeing with eyes and with hands. So the exhibition upstairs, I think, couldn't be a more wonderful expression of all of that we value surely now more than ever. This is a very important year for INTBAU. Certainly we are 20 years old this year as an organization. And I'm very pleased to be here with really the founder of INTBAU, who had the idea for it, which is Dr. Robert Adam, who also was woven through as the chair of the Manzano Prize jury, which met yesterday. So INTBAU is hugely committed to these projects and very honoured, obviously, to be part of them and to be coming to know everyone involved and all the extraordinary talent that is represented across Spain in architecture and in craft. To keep remarks brief, really just to say thank you very, very much, of course, to all of the partners who've made this possible, and congratulations to all of the winners. And thanks, as ever, of course, to Richard, who has really made all of this possible. And I think all of us being aware of that is a good part of the legacy of his that will continue. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Harriet. Now Laureano Matas will take the floor. Good evening and welcome. This is the fourth time I have the opportunity to address you, and this is the first time that I'm not sharing this panel with Mr. Driehaus. This is a strange feeling for me because I never thought 4 years ago that I would have the chance to meet someone who was so passionate about constructive traditions. I think we all owe him a homage. As other members of the panel have mentioned, Richard Driehaus for me was someone who made me think about a trade. I know he was not an architect, but I'm an architect myself, and I always wanted to be a carpenter like my grandfather. And I think he approached architecture through these trades. To the winners, I would like to remind them the great responsibility that comes with an award like this, because you have the responsibility to disseminate the knowledge that you have to the future generations, and you have to continue with the passion that Richard Driehaus had for our heritage. Thank you. Thank you. Well, Richard Driehaus used to address a few words to us every year. And now Rafael Manzano will take the floor. His great work that of Mr. Manzano was the link that connected us with Driehaus forever. So, Rafael, you have the floor. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, this painful universal situation that has befallen us and that has humiliated as a biblical punishment the proud scientific despotism of our time has come to enter every home, tearing away from us brothers and relatives, teachers and disciples, and many other dear friends. This close group of friends that surrounds us has wept in those past days and will continue to weep in Spain for the memory of a tender, unforgettable, and unique friend, Richard Driehaus, an excellent advisor since his youth in America in wise economic activities. Very early in his life, he wanted to put the benefits of his daily work at the service not of his own personal enrichment, but of artistic patronage, conceived as a form of exercise of Christian charity. Richard Driehaus was a man who discovered, like few others, the beauty of architecture and the arts that humanity has accumulated in its inalienable inheritance of the past, already diminished and deteriorated by 1,000 wars and disasters, and which he tried to save as the most important legacy of history. But it was not only a matter of preserving, consolidating, or restoring this very rich, albeit deteriorated, universal heritage, but also of ensuring that our century enjoys it, enhances it, and enriches it with new awards without destroying the heritage and using the forgotten classicism as a safe and effective instrument capable of prolonging that creative past. In search of a non-destructive language of the great urban heritage, he devoted his energies to the creation of a foundation dedicated to the promotion of education and the creation of a new and modern traditional architecture compatible with this cultural legacy. The University of Notre Dame in Indiana and its School of Architecture, with the constant support of Richard Driehaus, have been the most perfect teaching rehearsal of this saving theory of the little that remains of this rich and abused universal heritage. In parallel to the awards for architectural modernity, often exercised without the necessary self-criticism and in many cases imposing and destructive of the past, he created the awards for balance and beauty and for the conservation of the old techniques of construction, awards that we present today and that we want to be the best testimony in his memory. Two princes of architecture have collaborated with him in this endeavor. One, the Prince of Wales, who for many years initiated the struggle and defense of historic cities, especially in England, through INTBAU, our best companion in this prodigious adventure. The other is the Aga Khan, who also initiated from his own foundation, which had glorious days, the defense of the architectural heritage of Islam, then unfortunately somewhat distorted by extraneous interests. And in Spain, it was León Krier, happily here among us today, a very fine universal inspector of all of the architectures that are built in the world, who crossed the path of Spain with those of Richard Driehaus Charitable Lead Trust. Today, after 10 years of collaboration with the Real Academia de Bellas Artes de San Fernando, and with the support of the Spanish government, the ECAVA Foundation, the Fundação Serra Enríquez, the Consejo Superior de Arquitectos, and now also with the Madrid City Council, who is our host today, we are presenting our annual awards in his memory in a particularly painful year in which this great Spanish family, born in the heat of these awards and with his personal presence repeated 3 times every year, we wish to fraternally remember the unforgettable Richard Driehaus. Just like in Jorge Manrique's poem To the Death of His Father, as thus the dying warrior prayed, without one gathering mist or shade upon his mind, encircled by his family, watched by affection's gentle eye, so soft and kind, his soul to him who gave it rose, God lead it to its long repose, its glorious rest. And though the warrior's sun has set, his light shall linger round us yet, bright, radiant, blessed. Thank you, Rafael. The Richard H. Driehaus Building Arts Awards seek to honor the main masters in the traditional construction trades for a whole professional career, and they seek to support the preservation and continuity of these trades and promote their practice, contemporary practice, both in restoration works of our architectural heritage as well as in new work. So these awards have been grouped into 4 different categories, and the annual award is endowed with a cash prize of 10,000 euros and a plate, which have been especially produced for these awards by the artisans of the Regional Center of Craftsmanship of Castilla y León, Rosa Barquín, Jorge Salcedo, Miguel Ángel Tapia, and Rodrigo de la Torre. And additionally, in order to contribute to the transmission of the know-how of our masters, the jury also grants one of the 4 winners the Donald Gray Scholarship for Construction Arts. It was Santiago Martínez Otero, the winner, that was selected this year for this purpose. So Santiago will receive an additional 14,000 euros, and the apprentice will receive a grant of an additional 12,000 euros. These amounts have been increased thanks to the contribution of the ECAVA Foundation. You will find further information about the experience of the master and the apprentice selected last year, Antonio Gandano and Adrián Vega, in the publication of the works of the winning works this year, which are available for download at the website of these awards. The winner in the category of stonework and masonry is Jordi Domènech, which is one of the promoters of the technique known as the Catalan vault. This type of vault allows to cover great spaces with different geometries in a cost-effective and lightweight way, and is also used for the construction of some beautiful staircases. And now we're going to watch the video about his work.
Soy albañil tradicional. Aprendí el oficio de mi padre y me he dedicado pues desde los 15 años que empecé con él a la construcción de albañilería en general. Pero básicamente lo que me apasionó desde siempre fueron las bóvedas. Entonces siempre que he tenido ocasión, o casi sin tenerla, he intentado transferir esta pasión al cliente y muchísimas veces lo he conseguido. Me han dado la suficiente confianza como para realizar bóvedas. Lógicamente siguiendo una progresión, siempre aprendes de la obra y de todo el mundo. Me he ido especializando en la realización de bóvedas tabicadas. En Cataluña es una zona donde se han realizado desde hace centenares de años. La manera de colocar los ladrillos en la bóveda tabicada es puestos de plano. El nombre tabicada viene por su delgadez. La bóveda tabicada se consigue a base de sobreponer varias capas. La primera es la que se necesita más habilidad. De 1,5 centímetros de grosor puede llegar a medir. Ya tiene suficiente capacidad de aguantar el peso de lo que llamamos el doblado o las hojas sucesivas. Se consiguen grandes resistencias simplemente con 2 o 3 capas de rasilla. Con diferentes técnicas, sea a ojo o usando cimbras, pues vamos consiguiendo la forma. Podemos realizar cualquier forma con tal que sea una curva. La curvatura es la que lo sostiene. Puede ser una escalera, una cúpula, formas orgánicas. Entonces ahí entran las superficies de doble curvatura y las superficies regladas. Estas geometrías nos permiten generar curvaturas empleando solamente líneas rectas. La construcción de bóveda tabicada estaba a punto de desaparecer. La relación laboral con los arquitectos muchas veces ha sido difícil. Y hoy en día que todo se basa pues, en números y certificaciones, pues ahí vamos un poco escasos. Entonces es solamente o arquitectos que directamente no me la dejaban hacer y yo me colaba por ahí directamente con el cliente si podía, o ahora que se nota ya un cambio bastante importante y he tenido la suerte de conocer arquitectos jóvenes que sí se vuelven a interesar y vuelven a confiar, y actualmente hay como una vuelta, un retorno a este tipo de construcción, que utiliza pocos recursos, y hoy en día siempre que ha habido crisis o algún tipo de crisis ha habido una revivencia de la bóveda. Y ahora, pues, que tengo la suerte de que incluso pues, puedo hacer docencia, dar clase, pues veo que hay muchísima gente porque está interesada. E incluso alumnos que han venido a las clases y que hoy en día ya son maestros. O el alumno mío más aventajado, que es Tetsuei Taniguchi. Este premio para mí es muy importante, es para mí casi inimaginable. La Fundación Richard Driehaus ha supuesto un empuje muy fuerte para toda la artesanía en España. No deja de sorprenderte y darme fuerzas para seguir luchando y enseñando.
Hace entrega de este galardón
The award will be presented by Luis Lafuente. Good evening. First of all, I would like to express my deepest condolences on the passing of our benefactor Richard Driehaus. May he rest in peace. I started working 50 years ago with my father. It was a very intense learning. We came from a time where the masters kept their professional secrets to themselves. However, these secrets were revealed to me little by little. I was not aware until very recently that the Catalan vault was in danger. I just built them to satisfy my desire to go a little bit further. Thus, I moved from vaults with a 4-meter span to 8 meters until I reached a vault with a span of 60 meters. I also experimented with different shapes, from the most traditional ones to what I name wave vault, which due to its geometry solves the problem of reverberation. For many years now, I have been collaborating with relevant architects who were knowledgeable about this technique and gave me their trust, such as Hiroya Tanaka, Jaime Romano, and Oriol Rosselló. The purpose of these awards is the preservation of endangered trades, and in relation to these, I have always tried to prove that the timbral vault is a perfectly valid and lasting construction system that creates new forms and gives them new applications. Companies such as Forn Dobra Duran and Cementos Collet have shared the same vision of the future and have developed a beveled brick that allows for the construction of vaults without the need for skilled labor. I want to thank all the clients who have given me their confidence, and associations such as Escola Origins and Greta, the group for the recovery and analysis of architectural tradition, which disseminate and teach traditional construction techniques with more passion than resources. I also want to thank all of the people sitting at this presidential table and the institutions they represent. I want to thank my family, who've always supported me. My grandson Paul is the last fruit of this family union, and just like Volz, he has a promising future ahead of him. We love you, Paul. Thank you.
Muchas gracias. En la categoría que engloba los diversos trabajos de la madera, el premiado ha sido el maestro carpintero Miquel Ramis, especialista en restaurar molinos, los molinos característicos de la isla de Mallorca. Pertenece a la tercera generación de carpinteros dedicados a la restauración y recuperación de este tipo de estructuras tan características de la isla. Su empresa familiar, Esmoliner, trabaja tanto con la madera como con el hierro para reparar y construir molinos de muy diversos tipos. A continuación se proyecta un vídeo sobre su trabajo.
And he works with wood and iron to recover and reconstruct mills of different types. The winner is Miquel Ramis, winner in the carpentry category.
Unos 25 años que llevo el taller. Mis inicios fueron de crío, siempre que podía bajaba al taller y mientras mi padre y mi abuelo trabajaban, pues yo jugaba. Después, cuando estudiaba y los veranos siempre me pasaba por el taller y se inició un curso del Consell Insular de restauración de molinos, porque era un oficio que se estaba perdiendo. Lo encontré interesante y me apunté. Y lo que se hizo es que se montó un taller dentro del Consell y nos pusimos a trabajar. Y lo dejé, cogí el taller de mi padre, ahora hace unos 25 años, por ahí. Y ya empecé a trabajar con mi padre. Claro, me enseñó muchas cosas. Lo que realmente sé de molinos lo he aprendido de mi abuelo y de mi padre, porque era su manera de trabajar, tenían sus técnicas y claro, al cabo de tantos años de trabajar con ellos, pues soy capaz de coger un molino, desmontarlo, repararlo, si se tiene que hacer nuevo, se hace nuevo y pues dejarlo como nuevo. Pero todavía hoy en día estoy trabajando y estoy aprendiendo cosas. Después intento divulgar, hacer entender pues lo que es el tema de los molinos. Me llaman el molinero, pero realmente no soy molinero. El molinero es el que estaba en el molino. Nosotros éramos carpinteros de molinos o herreros de molinos que íbamos a reparar los molinos. Los más abundantes son harineros y de extracción de agua, porque normalmente son todos de viento, porque después hay molinos hidráulicos en los torrentes, pero aquí no hay ríos. Los molinos, yo encuentro que aquí en Mallorca es una estampa, es un icono de la isla, igual que puede ser la ensaimada o la sobrasada. La gran diferencia que hay entre los molinos de la península y los molinos de aquí es que los nuestros tienen 6 palas, 6 antenas, a diferencia de los de La Mancha o Consuegra, que tienen 4 palas. Estos molinos, todos los tirantes los tienen de delante. Por eso el molinero siempre estaba en el molino. Y si el viento giraba, ellos giraban todo lo que es el capuchón, el escapell, el sombrero, con las antenas se gira todo de dentro. Y se gira y siempre de cara al viento. Ahora estos molinos de hoy en día tienen la cola que es el timón y esquivan el viento. Todo era de madera. Este ya es un poquito más moderno porque lleva la estrella de fundición, ya es metálica. Los más antiguos llevaban lo que es el árbol, el eje, todo de madera. Siempre se utilizaban maderas que se encontraban aquí. Norte Viejo, abeto y después para hacer lo que son los soportes ya se utiliza acebuche, se utiliza encina y almendro. El almendro normalmente lo utilizamos para todas las barras que van dentro del pozo, porque el almendro no se pudre en el agua. Lo cortaban en luna, lo tenían en remojo y todo un proceso que hoy en día las maderas no se hace. Encina o almendro sí que intento tenerlo en remojo, pero bueno, a veces es complicado. Los molinos nuevos se hacen. Los clientes que tenemos han dejado de ser el payés y ahora es a lo mejor un hotel, un agroturismo, un restaurante. Este premio, para mí, yo Lo encuentro muy importante porque nunca me habían agradecido el trabajo que hago, pero el mérito total es de quien trajo los molinos aquí, que los montó.
Hace entrega.
The award is going to be presented by Marta Callejón. Good evening. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Richard Driehaus, may he rest in peace, and his team for this great opportunity. I also want to thank the members of the jury, the ministry, INTBAU, and all of the institutions who have participated in these awards for considering me as a worthy candidate to these awards. And of course, the members of the organization for their support. It's a great honor for me to receive this award, and it's a great honor for me to be here today, even though I think that the real winners today are the mills, because thanks to initiatives like these, this very neglected heritage of our island is now given the value it deserves. I would like to urge the society and politicians to value traditional trade so that we can protect our heritage and honor our ancestors and guarantee the inheritance that the future generations will receive. We must think what is the world that we want to bequeath to them, and if there is room in this world for the heritage that Mr. Driehaus so staunchly supported and defended. Ever since I was told I was the winner of this award, I have received a lot of media attention. They gave me all sort of names, the Frank Sinatra of mills, Don Quixote. And this has really contributed to give a lot of visibility to my work, and it made me feel as a winner. I hope that the other building masters who have won this award feel the same way I do. Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you. In the category of finishing and other traditional construction works, the winner is Cristina Tió. She has been working for more than 30 years in Barcelona in the restoration and recovery of all sort of traditional renderings. Tempers, stuccos, graffiti, polychromies, fresco paintings, etc. This is a heritage of special relevance in the region. And now we're going to watch a video about Cristina Tió's work.
Licenciada en Bellas Artes, y el trabajo que hago es, con mi equipo, es restaurar patrimonio arquitectónico y de bienes muebles desde hace 30 años. En Bellas Artes tuve una profesora que me gustó muchísimo, que es la Truca Heredero, que murió hace unos años, y que ella me hizo introducir a la pintura mural, a lo que eran el estuco, las pinturas, los frescos, los esgrafiados, y también al Pedrola, que hacía procedimientos pictóricos. Con 24 años empecé en el taller, y lo que sí que tenía muy claro es que yo no podía restaurar o saber saber restaurar si no sabía las técnicas. Me gusta el reto y cuando me dan un trabajo que no sé hacerlo, lo cojo para aprender.
La idea es no perder las técnicas artísticas antiguas, porque si las perdemos en las obras, dentro de poco nadie sabrá cómo se hacía una acuarela, cómo se hacía nada, porque si no nos quedaremos sin conocimiento. Y este conocimiento es el que hace que Barcelona sea distinta que Girona, que sea distinta que León, que sea distinta que Valencia. La riqueza, yo creo, que tiene España es que tiene muchas formas de hacer lo mismo de formas distintas. Por ejemplo, los esgrafiados de Salamanca no tienen nada que ver con los esgrafiados de aquí. Y si no sabemos cómo se hacía, mucho menos lo podremos reproducir o lo podremos divulgar.
De hecho, cuando empecé y solo quería utilizar la cal, me decían que estaba loca porque la cal había desaparecido y no se volvería a construir en cal en la vida. Gracias a Dios ha cambiado mucho desde que empecé y ahora se encuentra mucha más cal, hay mucha más gente que quiere volver a construir o a reconstruir con materiales tradicionales, pero la idea es esto, es intentar sacarnos de encima los materiales artificiales. Yo soy muy alérgica, por ejemplo, y siempre tengo urticarias y prefiero el material tradicional, tanto por el estado de salud de las personas como por la conservación de los materiales y sobre todo por conservar la tradición. No hay otra salida si queremos que nuestros nietos sobrevivan en este planeta, tenemos que hacer alguna cosa. Aquí trabajamos sobre todo con cal. Los morteros de cal hidráulica son para construir y los de cal aérea sirven para vestir los edificios. Y sobre todo en fachadas trabajamos mucho las pinturas minerales. Y para interiores, los estucos al fuego y la escayola. Todo lo que hacemos lo hacemos de forma distinta, depende si estamos trabajando en edificios barrocos del 19, modernistas, deco o lo que decimos aquí el noucentisme. Los áridos barrocos nos basamos en los áridos que se encuentran en Barcelona, que es del río Besòs o del Llobregat o hasta de la playa, y nos encontramos conchas en medio de las fachadas. O después en el siglo XIX ya el estuco viene mucho más refinado y hay exportación, importación con los mármoles por ejemplo, de Macael o de Italia, y hay la moda y el conocimiento de quemar el estuco. Entonces Barcelona se llena de casas marmoleadas como si estuvieran hechas de mármol. Después, en principios de siglo, vuelven las artes antiguas. Vuelve el esgrafiado, pero en este caso mucho más grueso. En el barroco hay escenas bucólicas, mientras en el modernismo son tapicerías puestas en fachada. Este reconocimiento para mí, claro, te da mucha alegría. Te da mucha alegría porque te hace seguir adelante y te hace creer que hay gente que cree en esto y que somos unos privilegiados, porque yo creo que este premio se lo merece mucha gente. Estaría muy bien tener más Richards en nuestras vidas. Esperemos que se contamine la gente de este amor que tenía él.
Hace entrega de
The award will be presented by Ana Cabrera.
Bueno, todos habéis dicho unas palabras muy bonitas, yo no sé.
Well, you have all said very nice words, so there is very little for me to say. However, I would like to thank you for this opportunity to be here today. I would like to thank the organizers for this award. I would like to thank all of the the persons who are responsible for this excellent work. I would like to thank the support of my parents, the Broma team, for believing in me and for supporting my work at a time in which it seemed unrealistic to recover these old materials and techniques. I think awards like these really contribute a lot to protect and safeguard the heritage, which is very often neglected, and it also serves as a showcase of the work that we do in Catalonia. I would like to urge the women to encourage them to start working in this traditional architecture, in the field of traditional architecture, its materials and its techniques. Thanks to all the winners, and Richard, wherever you are, I hope you are enjoying this moment. Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you. The fourth category includes metal and glass work. The winner is Master Blacksmith Santiago Martínez Otero, whose workshop for Chago is in Santiago de Compostela. Santiago keeps alive historical techniques in the blacksmithing and iron forging techniques, which were practically lost. And his work has been absolutely fundamental for the restoration of monuments such as the Cathedral of Santiago. Now we're going to see a video of his work.
Me llamo Santiago Martínez Otero, soy herrero forjador, soy de Santiago de Compostela. Me dedico a la forja artística y a la restauración de la forja de los elementos arquitectónicos que nos encontramos en la ciudad. Y, ante todo, manteniendo las técnicas que están desapareciendo. En mi caso, nunca hubo un herrero en la familia, hubo ebanistas, canteros, pero bueno, me entró ese óxido en la vena. Cuando de pequeño iba a la escuela Castillerillo, pasaba siempre por delante de un taller de herrero, hasta que un día me enganchó, me metí en el taller y ahí me abrió todo el mundo, ¿no? El oficio lo aprendí, empecé en la Escuela Taller de Santiago de Compostela y poco a poco fui pasando por talleres, pero siempre con mi ojo a la forja. Entonces fui conectando un poquito con la restauración, ponerme, indagar qué eran policromías, qué técnicas había, y cada pieza que pasaba por mi mano la desmenuzaba. Es decir, a ver por qué esto está ensamblado así, por qué esta no, por qué hacían esto, y llegabas a conclusiones de que si esa pieza llevaba ahí 200, 300 años o 100 y se mantenía, es que esas técnicas eran correctas y apropiadas. Y me dediqué a ir por prácticamente toda Galicia, parte de Asturias y parte de León, a hablar con los aboletes, y fui quitando un poquito de cada uno y después iba haciendo pruebas en el taller, ahí di con la técnica del emplomado, ¿no? Nunca puede estar el metal en contacto con las fábricas. Siempre hay que hacer una cama. Las grandes ventajas del plomo es que protegemos las fábricas, protegemos el metal. ¿Qué garantía podemos dar de un emplomado bien hecho? La eternidad. Y cada vez que hago un descubrimiento de una de estas técnicas, es que la verdad la satisfacción es plena y poder representarla después, llevarla a cabo, alucinante, ¿no? En el tema de la construcción metálica y de la forja antigua, todo lo que son remachados, laceados, ensamblados, chaveteados, son porque las estructuras tienen que ser flexibles, por dilatación, contracción, para que no revienten las fábricas, y todo este tipo de ensambles lo que hacen es que lo que es la estructura y las fábricas también, donde se asientan, no padezcan cambios bruscos. Pero gran parte de la durabilidad es debido a los ensambles, remachados, laceados, etc. Pero no solo saber forjar la pieza y llevarla adelante, hay que tener el gusto de la proporción, ¿no? Pero el desconocimiento de los oficios implica, pues, por ejemplo, eso, verte limitado una obra, ¿no? Pero no te puede condicionar una máquina eléctrica. Todos esos hierros estuvieron durante siglos a la intemperie y estaban simplemente empavonados en aceite o con acabados en grafito. Y siguen ahí. Que muchas obras, muchos arquitectos descatalogan hierro antiguo para eso y tiraron a hacerlo nuevo. Pero es que ya en su día tampoco en la universidad se le enseñó esto. ¿Por qué me voy a tirar un elemento, un metal, que me garantizó durante 200, 300 o 400 años vida y sigue dando vida? ¿Por qué lo voy a tirar? Nosotros ese material lo podemos volver a forjar. Y la calidad es calidad. Con un yunque, con una fragua, con un martillo, un cincel y una tenaza, levantaron catedrales. ¿Por qué voy a meter un hierro hoy en día que con toda la tecnología para nada es lo que era? Para nada lo van a igualar. Para nada. Hay varios tipos de amenazas. La amenaza más severa, más dura, más real que nosotros nos encontramos es cuando salen las obras en licitación que van a subasta. Es decir, premian más lo económico que lo técnico, ¿no? Entonces, claro, nosotros estamos limitados, que llega una empresa que poca o ninguna idea tiene, quedamos fuera de la obra. Pero debido a estos problemas económicos que nos plantean para poder realizar bien los trabajos, que la juventud que viene atrás está interesada en el oficio, ven que por ese sistema no se van a poder ganar la vida. Y entonces no quieren aprender. El oficio se va, claro. Este reconocimiento de mi trayectoria, que agradezco de mil amores y vamos, súper orgulloso de ello, es también reconocer a todos en conjunto. Cualquier obrero que sea reconocido a este nivel es algo que es que no sé cómo se podría explicar, la verdad.
Hace entrega de este galardón Laureano Matas.
Laureano Matas will present the award.
Buenas tardes.
Good evening. I would like to thank all those who made possible the recognition of traditional building trades, especially Mr. Richard Driehaus, who, even though he was taken from this world, his presence still remains with us. I would like to thank the team who, right after I was told I was the winner of this award, they made me feel like one member of their family because they treated me like family, really. I'd like to thank all of those who taught me the trade, Antonio Campos, Pereira, and others like Jesus Varela, Francisco Fernández Morone, Martín Queralde, Tomás Vic, Miguel Ángel Luque, Iker Gabilondo, Alejandro Quemades, José Neira, Iván Mojica, among others, who are also masters, blacksmiths, and forgers. All of us artisans are intangible heritage, regardless of the material that we work with, in my case, artistic forge. We continue the legacy of the great masters and we learn every day from their work and their techniques. The respect and admiration that I've always felt for traditional architecture ever since I was young made me set a goal for myself to recover and to protect that heritage. I would like to thank all of my family who, in very difficult moments, have always supported me. Noah built an ark, maybe made of wood or reed, two traditional trades to save the world. Richard Driehaus, with his love for heritage, construction, and old trades, created his own arc. Richard Driehaus created the arc of building trades. Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you. Before we open the exhibition, Marta Callejon will now officially close this award-giving ceremony. Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, laureates, members of the panel, Luis, Ana, Laureano, Harriet, and Alejandro. Thanks for bringing together all of these institutions, this great Spanish family that was born the light of these awards. As Rafael Manzano has said, it is a great honor for me to close this award-giving ceremony on behalf of the DG of Architecture and the Ministry of Transport, Mobility and Urban Agenda, who has supported Richard Driehaus's initiatives from day one. And of course, we would like to join his homage and tribute to his philanthropy, to his generosity, and we always provided him with institutional support. And of course, this has been growing. These initiatives have gained popularity, as shown by the attendance to this event. We've listened today how we've heard from young architects who are becoming interested in these techniques, who are keen on emphasizing quality and not only economic criteria. So I would like to end my intervention quoting Richard Driehaus. He said that in order to preserve traditional architecture, it is essential to preserve building trades. So thanks and congratulations, Jordi, Miquel, Cristina, and Santiago, the winners in the 4 different categories. Thank you. Now, Julieta Esperanza, director of CentroCentro, will take the floor to as a transition to the ceremony of official opening of the exhibition. Thank you. I'm the art director of CentroCentro. Let me explain what this means. This is one of the great cultural centers of the city council. I've only been a director since September, even though CentroCentro has 10 years of life. When the city hall, when the Palacio de Cibeles was chosen as the seats of the city hall, it was decided to preserve some spaces for cultural activities. Even though, as you know, the post office headquarters is still in this building. And I would like to emphasize that this is a center for all of the citizens of Madrid and for all of the visitors to the city. Of course, it is completely open, free of charge, and I hope you come and visit us very often. One of the guidelines for my artistic project is to continue to enhance the value of the city. This is This is located at the core of the city of Madrid, but it can also be the center for many other activities. My approach is to look at the center from the point of view of citizens, and we are all different. And we all have different perspectives. My background is contemporary art, but I just wanted to combine all of the different disciplines in these cultural centers, especially architecture, urbanism, landscaping, looking at the city from different perspectives and trying to find solutions for the future of the city. Thanks to Natalia Escalada, I met Alejandro, and this was really quite a magical moment, if you like, because I was thinking about doing something with craftsmanship, art, architecture. And when I met Alejandro, he told me about the project of INTBAU and the foundation. And of course, I had some doubts about how to organize an exhibition about building arts without diminishing the relevance of craftsmanship versus architecture. I think, as you will see in a few minutes, this is a very special project, quite unique, and you will have a chance to see for yourselves the great quality and the value of the works that are exhibited. So I hope you enjoyed your visit to the exhibition. Thank you.
Muchas gracias, Julieta.
Thank you, Julieta. And I would like to thank the staff of CentroCentro, the Intervento company, who has helped us with the setup. Carmen, who has been in charge of the graphic design and the design and the layouts of the exhibition. And of course, all of our staff who have worked hard with all sorts of difficulties in difficult circumstances. So thank you very much for the hard work and your dedication. Finally, I just want to highlight the content of the exhibition that we will visit in a few minutes. Constructive traditions which are respectful of the environment and respectful of natural resources offer solutions to some of the most urgent problems of our time, such as the gradual disappearance of the disappearance of quality employment, the disappearance of public spaces designed to favor exchange and coexistence, the imbalance in the rural world, or the imbalance suffered in the rural environment, or the persistence of planning practices which lead to a greater dependence on private transport. So keeping alive this knowledge and taking it as a reference for construction, architecture, and urbanism in the 21st century, adapting them to the requirements of our time and drawing from them valuable lessons is absolutely essential to move toward the recovery of the lost balance. So this exhibition presents a selection of the materials, techniques, and construction trades and architectural and urbanistic practices which are helping us moving forward in this direction. This exhibition, the underlying thread underlying the exhibition is the work carried out in recent years by INTBAU, thanks to the generous support of Richard Driehaus through his Charitable Lead Trust and the collaboration of many national and international institutions who have helped promote and disseminate the work of many professionals who are helping every day to keep keeping this know-how alive today. That's all. Thank you very much. Now we are going to visit the exhibition. I think we have to follow a certain protocol to visit the exhibition, because it has to be divided in different smaller groups. So I hope we receive the right indications to do so. So that's all. Thank you very much, and enjoy your visit to the exhibition.